Hello, welcome to Derricks Custom Sneakers and Restoration, our first YouTube video. And today I will be doing a custom. Today we'll be doing some Air Force Ones customs. This is for a customer. They want some San Francisco 49ers. Of course, I'm a big Eagle fan, the biggest since back in the late 70s. I've been an Eagles fan. I'll tell you my age, but we're not going to talk about that. But all the things we need to do this custom, I have it right here. One, we're going to need some acetone. We got to take the factory finish off. We have to strip it down. I have some, this is 600 grit sandpaper. I have the 800 grit sandpaper right here, the 800, okay? Cotton balls to clean it up using the acetone. Now, after all of that done, all said, these are gently used, customer. I mean, they are like brand new. They literally look really good, except at the bottom, you can just tell they were gently used and a little bit of sock liner dirty, just a little bit. But clean that on up. That shouldn't take long and everything. And we get started. And how are we going to get started? One of the things we're going to also need is tape. You have to tape around where we do not want the paint at. I normally use this electrical tape, red or blue. They come in different colors, but red or blue. Always prefer red. That's just me. Scotch tape. They come in different colors as well. This is one. Here's the other one. Of course, you can see how small that is. I've been using that an awful lot. And also the paint. I have my Jacquard red paint right here. Jacquard gold right here. Let's put that, see the Jacquard right there. Also, if I'm going to airbrush or paint by hand, of course, always we use Angelus paint. Go-to paint right here. Now, Angelus paint, I can do it by hand. I can also put in the airbrush. When I put in the airbrush, use some too thin by Angelus. Just thin it out so it can spray through your airbrush and you're able to get it all. Have my airbrush gun right here, all ready to go. I have my heat gun right here. Okay, have to give that time. Have to give that time to when you're trying to flow through it, you got to heat it up just so the paint can just drop a little faster. Okay, and again, you got the Angelus kit right here. All right, you got the paint brushes over here. You got the different color, your standard, your primary paint, red, blue, white, you know, I don't think green, but yellow comes with this, all right? In case I want to do it by hand, but you can also go to Michael's and get this little small pack. I don't have it with me right now, but I do have the small pack where it costs around about $7, $8, 12 the most, and it got all your different sizes. And they got your angler brush. You got it. I love the angler brush. That being said, we're going to get started. Taking the shoelaces out till we get ready to after we take the shoelaces out, we're going to wash it. But I'm not going to let you see that part of the boring video. So I'm going to take these out and everything. Just wash them up. They ain't going to take long. And we'll be right back with your video, okay? There we go. Okay. Now that we're back, shoes are cleaned. Look at the bottom of these. They are absolutely they're looking good. And like I said, it wasn't in bad shape from the start, but they look absolutely nice and fresh. They look literally brand new. And I didn't have to throw them in the washing machine or any of that by hand. Took the inside out. That came out looking really, really good because they have been worn a couple of times and everything. So you can tell that. You can always tell that by when people do that, or when people do not wear socks in their shoes. Always wear socks in your tennis shoes. I know a lot of people don't like that, but wear some light footies or something to put in there and to wear in your tennis shoes to keep it fresh. But now I'm about to isotone them. Some cotton balls. I'm about to take all the factory finish off of the shoe. That's the most important thing right now. Okay. I should be having on gloves, but I'm one of them hard-headed ones. But this is going to take all the factory finish off. So I'm able to, let me stand up a little bit. So I'm able to get all this cleaned up and everything. And after this, we're going to sandpaper it, get all the, dig all into it so the paint can have something to stick to. So you just can't just get a shoe and you can't just paint it and it'd be okay. You want this shoe to be able to last and people wear them. And actually you're going to wear this to a game, or you're going to wear these 49ers Customs to a friend's house or whatever it may be. You just want them to stay fresh and be able to not crack. And this is the preparation you have to do so your shoes won't crack. Okay. Now, for the other one. All right. Now, got the factory finish off. Okay. Close this up. Actually, I'm not going to close this up because I'm going to need this again. I'm going to need this again after I do the sandpaper. I'm going to have this, all that residue for the sandpaper, I had to clean it up and use acetone to do that and everything. So I'm just going to stick that right here. All right. All right, get the shoe. Let's start digging into here. That first little surface off. And sometimes you can actually use a sander. I have a small sander that's right over there. My studio is pretty good size studio in here in my backyard. Okay, so I'm gonna sand this on up after I'm done with both shoes. All right, we can get started on the next thing, which after when I finish doing all that and I take the acetone, wipe it back down again, I'll be using some adhesion promoter, okay? Put the adhesion. Do not use adhesive, adhesion promoter. I'm gonna spray this probably about 3 times on here. The third time when I spray it on here, I'm not gonna let it dry completely. That's when I'm gonna put the paint, so the paint, it's gonna help the paint stick to your shoe, okay? So that's just a nice little note for you to try to remember, okay? But this right here, you wanna prep this shoe for at least a good 20, 30 minutes, depending on the shoe. I will finish up this, finish up the other shoe, and that way when we cut back in, it'll be ready for the next step, okay? Okay, now I done sanded it by hand. Also use my sander right here. It does the same thing. It's just a little bit more quicker when you use the sander right here to get the edges and stuff. So just so you know that and everything. You can do it by hand. Sometimes hand you get the detail. I did both to make sure I got it really good. I did both. And now here's the taping up the midsole part. I'll be taping it up. I already got started. All around the edges, really good around the edges. I already got started. So I wanted to show that much while I'm doing that. And all you want to do is take little pieces at a time out, just like this. And you can go all the way around the shoe, just like this, taking your time. So when it's time for you to airbrush or paint, this is one less thing you have to worry about. Now, I can definitely paint without doing this. I don't want to airbrush while I do it, but if I paint it by hand, I can definitely do it without putting the tape here. But sometimes it's just good to be, it's good to be precise. It's good to make sure that everybody make mistakes. But it's good to do this and everything. And plus, I wanted to show you guys how it's done, how it should be done, especially if this is your first time trying to do it. And because everybody don't have a steady hand. I'm not going to show the whole thing on tape, but this is what I'm doing. I'm going to tape it all the way around. More than likely, I'm going to take the toe box area right here. I'll tape that up because this part I'm going to put, that's going to be the gold part. and I want this part to be the red part. Like I said, I can do this by hand, paint it without even putting tape there to protect it, but I haven't decided if I'm going to airbrush it or hand paint it yet. So when I make that decision, you will know, but I'm going to definitely let you know that and everything. Okay, now I have everything taped up. The shoes are taped up and everything all around the parts that I do not want to get any gold on. The part that's taped up will probably be gold, might leave it white, depending on what it is. I did decide to airbrush. That being said, I have this all taped up, got the bottom taped up. You want to tape all around where you don't want to do that at. Even if I decided to paint it by hand, like I said, you can do this, or if you got a steady hand, you really don't need this. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to paint the sock liner. The sock liner is going to be painted. I'm going to be using the red, the fire red, okay? A lot of Jordans are made with fire red, just so if you need any, you want to know, but a lot of Jordans are made with fire red. And white, okay? This is Jacquard paint, by the way. It's good for your airbrush. It's ready to just put in your airbrush and go. All right, so I'm going to put, and make sure you use some airbrush cleaner. Put it in there and make sure that your airbrush is flowing, can flow real smooth before you get started. I already did that before I got on film and everything, okay? So that being said, I'm going to get started with this. Make sure everything is nice and tight. Tape-wise, sometimes your tape will come up, and sometimes it's going to come through the little cracks, but that being said, lift up the tongue. I even got the inside taped up right here. I took the cushion out and everything. Still got the cushion here. Got that out the way. Now, one of the things, again, this is all done. Next thing you want to do, heat set it. You gotta heat set it. Important that you heat set it. I got my heat gun. Don't put it too close. Simply just heat around it. Keep the heat gun moving. Because you don't want to burn the sock liner. But this is right here is giving it a more permanent thing in these sock liners so it won't fade. And this is very important. So just heat set it for a little bit. And anything got to do with cloth, when you're painting anything cloth or any t-shirts, whatever, you still got to heat set it. I don't care how you're doing it, you still got to heat set it. So it's important that you heat set the cloth that's on here. Very hot. All right. Once that is heat set, sit there, put it aside, then you do the other shoe. And I'll be back to let you guys, I'm not going to show you everything, but I gave y'all a good look of how this is basically done. I'm going to go back and everything. I can touch it right here. Feels kind of dry, nothing on my thumb, because I heat set it. So I'll get back with you guys. I'm going to do that process, and then we're going to get ready for the next step after you do the inside of the sock liner, okay? And the tongue, nice and red, okay? I'm going to add some red and white. First, because what you want to do, you want to layer up the paint. You just don't put the paint down on the shoes. You have to literally lighten it up with at least 5 coats of paint, or maybe even 6. You're going to go light, almost a light pink, then the next shade, then the next shade. Then when you get to at least number 4 shade, you kind of like go over it with the this maybe twice after that, okay? And you're going to heat set it in between each coat, or you're going to wait at least 20-25 minutes to each coat to dry. So there is a process to this, okay? So that's what I'm going to get started on next, and I'm going to get that started right now. And of course, I had to get the shoes. They was over there drying and everything. All right, one shoe at a time. I'm going to, I can easily use one of these little cups here. pour it in here, and that way I can sit back and have the 3 different shades, maybe 4 different shades that I want to put on there. I can pre-do it in here, but I've been doing this for a minute, so I automatically can mix it inside of the airbrush. Or if you do it by hand, definitely you want to use a little small cup, so that way when you do that final coat or do the coats, when you take that tape off, any parts that's, of course you had to go do touch-ups, you want that paint to match. Very important, okay? I definitely got that from Dylan Adhesives from Chicago. I follow him. He's an amazing customizer. My restoration got to go to Vic Almighty. Brilliant man. I mean, I've learned so much watching their YouTube videos. I definitely would recommend you going to either one to learn more than what I can give you. I'm just trying to give back for for everything that I've learned. Okay. Now, I'm gonna mix this up. Doing the back spray. Coming out nice and light pink. Okay. Once it come out like that, that is my first coat. Get that first coat down, nice light red all the way around. Now I'm about to do the second shoe. All right, both shoes nice and pinkish all the way around, okay? Now I'm gonna let this sit. I can either let it sit and dry. I always like the first coat to sit and dry on its own. I can easily heat set it with my heat gun, but I wanted to sit in there for a while and everything. I done sprayed the adhesion spray that help this stick. And I'm just gonna let it sit here for a little bit and allow this to dry. And then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna do a couple of more coats, probably off camera, and then show y'all the end result, or maybe even come back for the last coat so you can see how this is, how pink this is going around. All right, I am finished the custom 49ers. Have it right here, got the 49ers there. You got the Nick Bosa's number, you got the name, got the San Francisco 49er there, got both of them. I think the customer's going to be very, very happy with this. Now, the finishing touch is, and I can tell you everything I've done. I painted the air right here, painted that, put the red on there. I put some non-scratch Angelus finisher on it. It's supposed to be scratch resistant. Always did pretty well for me. As far as this shoe, and like I said, I didn't show a lot on tape, on video, but definitely I taped up where the gold is. I taped all that up. I airbrushed through everything red. I even did the in sock liner. You do the sock liner, you add the paint, but you add softener. Too soft to it. Too soft from Angelus. Right here, got a little bit more in there, but too soft. I use that in here, make sure the sock liner is nice and soft, buttery soft, okay? And kept the swoosh white, but what I did, I still went over a little white and stuff. So I did all of those things, painted, did the touch-ups, made sure I had everything ready. I think that she's gonna be nice and happy. I'm presenting this tomorrow. It is nighttime, it's kind of cold in my studio. Still got my hat on and everything. It's kind of cold in here, even though I got the heat on. But I'm also going to spray matte finish crayon. Matte finish. This is always good to give you a factory look after you finish the custom. So you get that factory look by spraying it. I'm gonna give it a couple of coats of spray and everything. I normally would do this outside. I'm gonna take the shoe trees out of these shoes. Take the shoe trees out after I done finished cleaning them.
All right, put these inside the shoe.
I'm also, like I said, I'm going to tie these up, but I'm also going to spray the matte finish on it first. A couple of sprays. Normally I would do this outside, but it's enough ventilation in here to do that. All right, now I'm finished with this custom. Here they are, all laced up. San Francisco 49ers. 49ers here. Got Nick Bosa, that's his number, that's his name. Got that here, got the white laces in them. Red Nike Air. I mean, they are really, really, really clean, really fresh pair. Customers are gonna love it. Again, this is my first YouTube video. I'm from the DMV area, District, Maryland, Virginia area. Born and raised in Southeast DC. I'm an artist. I own my other business, Derricks Paint Brush. I had that business for over 10 years. Was voted #1 in the DMV area. And before the pandemic hit, go to Yelp. It will tell you everything right there. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. You can also just look me up on my Instagram, Derricks Custom Sneakers and Restoration. Also in TikTok and Facebook.